50%.
That's close enough.
Well, the first thing I wanted to do is thank Anton. I recall his face. We met a long time ago at the fire tower, right? If I'm not mistaken, you had your kids with you, and then all of a sudden I get an email from him, and we're going back and forth about the location and all that. But I was very thrilled to hear about this, because this is if I'm not mistaken, in close to 40 years, the first such event that the Historical Society has done, the first grant issued, and hopefully one of many in the beginning and all that. And I was going to ask if we had any descendants here, and Mr. Zibble's here, but we had a lot of buzz on the Facebook page and everything, and I was curious to know that there was people by the name of Carnahan, and somebody else, maybe Nellis actually, was responded to something, and I tried to correspond with them, but you know, we've been here for now. So anyways, welcome to this Wolf Run Cemetery marker dedication ceremony. Carnahan, Zibble, Nellis are just a few of the names listed on the markers, roughly 0.4 of a mile and to the left. A lot of folks come here to see it. They get disappointed because they keep going straight. They don't make that last hook. So it would be wonderful, especially with the sign here, if the park could keep this even a couple times a year, so it's beat down a little bit, and also it's a little bit tick city, so stay in the middle of the lane. And at the base of the cemetery, where it's flat and then it starts going up, the Carnahan Farmhouse Foundation ruins can be seen barely. I was here probably 14 years ago the first time, and things were a little bit more visible, but nature reclaims things quite rapidly. Delos Carnahan settled here in August 17, 1863. In May of 1935, almost 500 acres belonging to several members of the Carnahan family were transferred to Allegany State Park. Frank Wright's family still resided on Wolf Run Road with a 214-acre farm, later to be absorbed by the park. The families were given a year to relocate. Some left soon after, and others stayed for several months. Another road off of this road is called Wolf Run, rather Brown Hollow Road down here. Our friend Rick Hughes here made a wonderful sign there, which the porcupines consumed in a year or so. And anyways, quite a number of buildings were there. I had the pleasure of being guided there by the late Pete Smallback maybe a dozen years ago, and just recently posted those pictures on the Historical Society Facebook page, and his lovely wife Carolyn is in the crowd here, right here. And boy, Pete was a great guy to talk to, and as is Carolyn, and as all the folks here that have been here, lived actually, you know, Pete's ancestors had a farm where basically the spillway in Quaker Lake was at one time. And when we have I Love My Park Day, they take their family over there and they kind of clear debris and all that stuff from nature reclaiming, if it's I'm not mistaken, the Tunessa School for the Indians area there. And anyways, so roughly across from the Brown Hollow Road, which is a short distance down here, are the steps of the old one-room schoolhouse. There is a picture in existence of the interior of that, but looked all over the place, can't find anything on the outside, but they were cast concrete, and there's a steel stake, like you see behind this, behind Anton there, delineating that and Brown Hollow, unless it was taken down or we have very hungry porcupines. So this schoolhouse served the farm's children for some time. The steps still remain a short distance down the road to the left from Brown Hollow Road. Wolf Run used to continue on many moons ago and adjoined Wolf Run Road that is now in PA. And if you were to hike all the way down here, North Country Trail goes right across it, and you can pick that up, and that will take you over like the Brow area if you go left there. Another park great, Llewellyn, Hook France, told us tales many moons ago. Visited our cabin. I had the pleasure of his company. He had maps in that. Now, he was talking primarily about France Brook Road, which were his ancestors, but when he mentioned rural areas like this, people had to make sure they had enough canned goods and meat and things of that nature. Correct me if I'm wrong, Barney, but they would get snowed in here for weeks at a time, so they couldn't go back out to some local town and, you know, pick up a case of beer or anything like that. So, but winter was much harsher back then. It doesn't seem like we even have winter in the park anymore. But anyways, the Allegany State Park Historical Society would like to thank everybody for attending this historic event. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.